Oh, they must have shut the window.
Remember when the neighborhood Victrolas used to play that?
And, clap hands, here comes Charlie,
Yeah.
stumble in, and me and the boyfriend.
You gotta see Mama every night, or you can't see Mama at all.
Oh, those tunes remind me of a cheerleader back at Montclair High.
Oh,
I can't recollect his name.
Joe Scales.
Yes.
Some chic.
Flaming Youth had really caught fire, except at our house.
At our house, there was Dad.
And he acted as though he thought our generation was riding straight for the devil.
In a stripped-down Model T, suitably inscribed with, "Chicken, here's your roost. 4 wheels, no brakes, and the tin you love to touch."
Those old cars were just as good as our own.
I remember riding down in the Pierce Arrow, and someone would call out, "I see 12 kids!" And Dad would bellow back, "These aren't much, you should have seen the ones that left at home." Or, "What are you doing in that old ark?" And Dad would go, "I'm out collecting animals like the good Lord told me to. All I need now is a jackass. Hop in."
Frank, what's your language? No, the most embarrassing part was when we get to a toll booth and Dad would play his favorite game and guess the nationality of the collector. Then, "Hey, do my Irishmen come cheaper by the dozen?"
"Oh, Irishman is it? Sure, and it wasn't meant for a family like that to pay toll."
Well, sometimes it was a Dutch collector.
What a fine lot of healthy Dutchmen. Drive through on the house.
That's terrible. Don't do that one. Oh, I mean, even out for a drive, Dad couldn't stop teaching.
Yeah.
If we would pass a factory, he'd have to explain how they use a plumb line to get the chimney straight.
He was always in a hurry for us, with all the studying and planning and committees.
Yes.
You were terrible as head of the purchasing committee.
All right, the purchasing committee got wholesale rates from underwear to baseballs. And look at the savings on canned goods when we bought directly from the truckload.
The canned goods.
Yes.
The 96 jars of peanut butter.
Well, everybody likes a lot of peanut butter.
Not me. Not anymore.
Well, the committees were a wonderful idea. They eliminated waste motions and made things easier on Mother.
That's not what you said back then. Back then, all you girls talked about were boys and movies and sodas.
That's because a boy hardly dared to call at our house. I mean, that little cheerleader did everything except nail a quarantine sign to our front door.
Oh, I remember Anne was burning up. She said, "I'm living in what can only be described as hell on earth."
And Dad picked that particular time to speed up the efficiency program.
He didn't exactly pick that time.
Oh, you know I didn't mean it like that.
Sure. None of us knew. I mean, you could only tell that he was getting extra impatient.
Yes. Oh, like the time that lady psychologist came to give us those examinations.
Yeah. We didn't know about those exams. We didn't know they could mean Anne could graduate ahead of her class.
Dad's master plan.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so anxious for Anne to graduate right then, so she could be free to help Mother.
But didn't she go on a date with some boy that night?
Well, she didn't know the exams meant anything. She didn't know Dad was talking to the people at school about graduating her early.
Yeah, but she missed most of the test and dinner completely. Remember, Dad was wild.
Oh, yes. He was checking his watch every 3 minutes. I mean, if that lady psychologist wasn't there, he would have been roaring like a lion.
Yeah. And you and I finished the test early, right? And so did some of the others. But they'd gone upstairs.
Frank, that music, that's not coming from down the street. That's upstairs. That's one of our Victrolas.
The girls' bathroom.
Oh, no, the boys.
Of all the dumb.
Dad is already mad enough.
We better switch them off.
Yes,
right?
before Dad comes and he really
Quiet.
bears down.
Shut off that noise! I said quiet! Who's playing those?
I don't know.
Anne's not back yet?
No. The boys' bathroom.
And the girls' bathroom.
No use trying to get around me now. Turn them off and come down here. I said turn them off.
Turn them off.
Martha!
That psychologist will think I told you to turn those records on. She'll think I'm trying to impress her.
Well, aren't you?
How'd you do in a trick examination?
Practically perfect.
Oh, me too.
It didn't take you long to finish. You and whoever turned on those records.
Guten Abend.
Bonsoir, mon Pierre. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous. Sonis Matines, ding dang dong, ding dang dong.
If you spent half as much time improving your minds as you do memorizing those stupid songs, well, you could recite the Constitution forwards and backwards. You know, let's wind up the Victrola and have more jazz.
Oh no.
Da-da, ding, da-da.
Oh my.
Let's have that record about I'll love my sweetie forever and a day.
You made it up. That's not a record.
Maybe not, but take it from me, that is well above average.
We bought those jazz records with our own money, Ann, Ern, and me. Who wants to recite the Constitution backwards?
We'll just take a look at these marks you brought home.
Well, what's so wrong with a B average?
Last year you got straight A's.
Last year I skipped a grade. It takes a while to catch up.
Just the same. These afternoons down at the drugstore with the boys, drinking sodas and listening to jazz. It's not good for your marks, and that proves I was right.
We hardly spend any time with boys.
What?
We don't have what some people would call a normal social life. Some people have dates on school nights.
It's practically night now, and it's school night. Where is your sister?
We told you 10 times.
Ooh, she went to a movie with a boy.
But she missed dinner. She's missing her examination. She knows she should be home.
Bill went with her.
Yes, she remembered your rule. A brother on every date.
But now she's making him miss the examination too. You know, I don't understand why she couldn't just bring this boy to the house with her.
Why?
Yes, why?
Because of the way you scared that Joe Scales. He's got the rest of the boys afraid to come here.
Uh-huh.
Even that friend of mine.
Wait, the one with the motorcycle? Huh, the one that keeps buzzing the house with that noise contraption at all hours?
He's trying to work up the nerve to come in.
Well, what's he afraid of?
You!
Me? Oh, why would any boy be afraid of me?
Joe. Oh, it's a motorcycle back! Oh.
Tell him he won't have to work on his nerve much longer. Your father's leaving soon for the World Management Conference in Europe.
She already told him.
Oh, he stopped! Maybe he'll come in! Oh, please! No! There he goes.
Is that motorcycle Mac?
He's still working on his nerve.
Is Anne back yet?
No. For all I know, she eloped.
She went to a movie.
I'm not getting much help. I'm sorry, Mrs. Fitzgerald, but with all these examinations, things are upset.
Hey, hop to it.
What?
Martin, see the babies.
I'm not supposed to help with the dishes.
What about
poor
Dan
thing.
and Jackie? And Lillian, too.
They're finishing the exam.
Now I know why they're taking so long.
I thought they were a scream at dinner
Who?
with the woman examiner.
Miss Brill.
Oh, she came late and was trying to catch up. And then, of course, Jackie tried to be so helpful. And he said, if we finish before you, we'll wait till you're through. So don't you gobble your grapefruit like a pig.
Oh, they made a bad impression.
Oh, and Lillian.
That Miss Brill. She thinks the family rules apply to the guests.
I suppose it didn't help when Jackie asked if what Miss Brill was saying was of general interest.
And as a matter of fact, I don't think they care for her. And I don't either.
Yes, and she's blocking my most important plan.
Well, plan? What plan?
With Anne's record, there is no reason why she should have to mark time with her class. I want them to graduate her at the end of the semester.
Well, don't you think that's going awfully fast? She skipped a grade last year.
Well, but if she's out of school now, she won't have any work for a while. With me away, you could use a little help around the house.
I suppose, but Anne has no idea this test will have any bearing on when she graduates.
I worked out a deal with the superintendent. He's writing a paper on the effects of home education, and naturally he came to the right source for that.
Naturally.
I told him he can have Miss Brill snoop around all she wants. But in return, he's got to do something for me.
He's gonna give Anne her diploma?
Well, if her mark's good enough. And by jingo, it better be. What's the matter with that girl?
I assume you're talking about your daughter, Anne.
Oh, there's not a thing the matter with any of our children.
You'll find that out when you grade Anne's paper.
And when will that be?
She'll be back soon. She's the youngest in her class and always gets A's.
Well, where did she go?
She went to a movie.
These examinations are a little more important. I mean, they're for the superintendent.
I know who they're for, and they're important to me, too.
The superintendent directed me to give these examinations, and that doesn't mean I approve of anyone graduating ahead of her class. And, well, if she doesn't show up, that's perfectly all right with me.
She'll be back any minute.
Well, what have you learned so far about the others?
The results aren't conclusive.
What's not conclusive about them?
I have to interpret the results.
Interpret? Oh, here's something to interpret.
What's that?
You'll see.
What is it, Dad?
What's this all about? We were just down here.
Homework. It's so hard. Hey, where's everyone?
Come on.
13 seconds.
Wow.
It doesn't count. Bill and your older sister aren't here.
Oh.
Frank, what's 46 times 46?
2119.
Dan, 19 times 17?
323.
Martha, 56 times 56.
2704.
Good girl.
So you've coached them.
I taught them. Do you know the capital of Colombia? Do you know the population of Des Moines according to the last census? Of course you do. But so does Dan here. So does Lillian. Even baby Jane upstairs. I'd bring her down, but it's time for a bottle.
Now you're being ridiculous.
Well, what's 16 times 16?
Well,
256.
There. 17 times 17?
289.
Good Jackie boy. Boss, we better keep that boy.
Are there some questions you'd like to ask?
To help you interpret.
I have everything I need on the proper examinations.
That's it. No questions. Dismissed. Get on with things. Snap along now.
Why don't you go and tell Mrs. Fitzgerald to keep some dinner warm?
Oh,
Wait,
sure
it's number
thing.
24 on the math homework.
Math. I know
There's no harm in home studies, but you shouldn't try and do so much with them.
And why not?
Well, if everyone went for a regular education, there would be no system left, and, well, that would be chaos.
Perhaps you'd better mark the papers and see how much chaos you find.
You can use the dining room table.
Thank you.
And if you don't mind, I'll look over your shoulder.
Oh, I do mind.
The old goat.
Oh, why don't you go and lie down for a little while? And Dr. Burton said you should lie down for a little bit after dinner.
He's an old goat, too.
A little rest won't hurt you.
I just hope that stupid dog isn't up there again. Get him out of here!
Won't you ever learn? Why always Dad's bed? Why not my bed? Or Dan's bed? Or Frank's bed? Or Mom's bed? Or his bed? Why always Dad's bed? He just attracts dogs.
Well, come on in, Larry. Just my house.
I'm starved.
Well, go and eat.
Don't worry. And don't think I didn't notice.
Notice what?
You remember that silly part in the movie? That part all about love? I saw you two hold hands.
Okay, that's a lie.
If anything like that happened for maybe 10 seconds, it was just because of the movie and entirely involuntary.
It was?
It was just that kind of movie.
Oh.
See?
Having you tag along is simply unendurable.
I suppose you think it's durable to me. I'm starving to death.
Kid brothers.
In case you don't already know, I have 6 of them. 6 berserk kid brothers.
I already know.
Thank heaven.
Say, I bet you're getting hungry.
Hungry?
I made you miss dinner.
I miss dinner all the time. In fact, I hate dinner. If there's one thing on earth I don't care if I miss, it's dinner.
I don't seem to be very hungry either.
You're not?
Of course, I did eat an awful lot of popcorn.
And gumdrops.
Of course, that never really interfered with my appetite before. Say, would you like to go to a dance?
I mean, I could probably fit it in depending on when the dance is.
It's tonight with a bunch of the seniors.
Tonight it just happens I'm free.
Swell. Well, I'll change and be back for you in a half hour. And I'm glad your dad isn't old-fashioned about letting you go out on a school night.
Oh, school night. Wait a second, Larry. There's someone I have to check with first.
Some other boy?
Well, he's a male.
I didn't think you were the kind that stalls a fellow. Wanted to see if you can get a better date.
Oh, no, it's not like that at all, really, Larry. I'd love to go with you. It's just that I have to get through a short examination first, and like I told you.
Honestly?
Honestly. But I'd rather go to the dance with you than with anyone.
That's different.
So you're at it again. The minute my back is turned,
You don't have to sneak up on people. You might cough or something.
you try coughing with a mouthful of peanut butter. I have to tell Dad we're back.
Oh, Bill. Mother said we were not to worry Dad with unimportant worries.
Who says I'm gonna worry him?
I hope he doesn't get your father mad.
He won't. He better not.
I heard about your father.
About Dad and his work?
It wasn't exactly about his work.
The way he eliminates waste motions and... What'd you hear?
So to tell you the truth, I was almost afraid to come here.
No.
I didn't know whether to ask you for a date or not.
You haven't been listening to that little cheerleader, that Joe Scales?
How'd you know?
Really? The things that boy would say about my father, why, he'd say anything.
He would?
Yes, you'd think my dad was some kind of monster when really...
Yes.
He's friendly and agreeable and witty. He has one of the sweetest tempers and...
So she's back, is she?
Okay, those stories are just absurd.
I'm glad to hear it.
What took her so long?
Dad must be calling to someone at the back of the house. When he calls to someone at the back of the house, you can hear him at the front of the house.
I guess you can.
No reason why you shouldn't come here.
You mean that boy's down there right now?
Shush, Frank.
I won't shush.
I guess I'd better get along then.
I suppose you had.
Guess I'd better.
Oh, wait a second. About the dance. Will you be coming back?
By Jingo.
You?
I asked you to the dance, didn't I? Be seeing you then.
Look at her.
I told you that if I started dressing like other girls, everything would be all right and I'd be popular.
Popular. Dodging tests, missing dinner. By Jingo, you started painting yourself, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
I can see the paint. Perfume. You've started wearing perfume?
Frank, she hasn't even had her dinner yet.
It's her fault. Perfume.
Dad, it's just one dab. Why not? It isn't painting or makeup and it just smells so good.
Why not? It stinks up perfectly clean, fresh air. That's why not. You're gonna wash it off.
Dad.
Don't you know what a man thinks when he smells perfume on a woman?
I only know what one man thinks and he thinks I should wash it off.
Thinks nothing. Get in there and take that examination.
She's gonna eat something first.
Oh, me too.
Okay, I don't want to eat. I want to get the exam over with first. There's something I have to do later.
Probably something to do with that boy.
And why do I always need a brother tagging along? It's intolerable, really. I don't know why any boy bothers with me.
Well, I know, even if you don't. And that's why a brother goes along.
Well, suppose I wanted to go to a dance, a really important dance that just happens to be, for instance, on a school night?
Oh, we can think about that when the time comes.
Mother, Dad.
No. Enough nonsense now. Out of all this time, perfume, painting your face.
Awful.
Now you go along to the dining room and report to Miss Brill.
And there's one more thing
Now, Frank.
All right. Fine. You handle it. Movies, perfume, painting. Thank heavens my other daughters are a little bit more sensitive. Not quite so silly. Not quite so
They
silly.
can stop this time.
No! What's going on?
Oh, hi, Anne.
Oh, where were you?
I
I did put one dab of perfume on, but I didn't use any makeup, not any.
I'll explain to Dad later.
It's just color.
Well, your color's very good tonight.
There's a reason. I'd like to get on going with that exam.
Oh, well, who'd you go with? The fullback?
Larry. I had a wonderful afternoon, Mother.
Oh, I'm glad, but you shouldn't have stayed so long. We worried about you. Especially your father.
I just don't see why Dad cares so much. I mean, what if I do waste one afternoon?
Well, he wants everything shipshape and efficient before he leaves for Europe. Plus, there's the test.
And why'd they have to send that Miss Brill?
Oh, I'm sure she's a fine teacher, dear. I'll go and tell her you're here.
So tell us your days. Harry asked me to a dance. He's coming right back for me.
Tonight! But it's a school night. What are you gonna tell Dad?
Oh, I don't know. I better get that exam out of the way with first. Is it hard?
Same old IQ stuff. It's a snap.
Especially for Miss IQ of Montclair High.
I wish I was Miss something else.
Oh, you're stuck with it.
For once, your IQ is going to be put to some good use. I can't wait to see Miss Brill's face when she grades your paper.
Oh, I have a feeling she's dying to bear down with that red pencil.
In the written part, even I didn't have much trouble with.
Oh, and then the word association test, there's nothing to it.
She just shoots you 5 words.
Well, I'm in an awful rush.
But if we told you the words, you could really pour it on her when she asks.
Well, don't.
Only her mouth would just drop wide open.
Okay, I'd better get in there.
You know, if every time she popped a word at you and you could just pop back a lot of answers, oh, a whole string of associated words.
Of course, it wouldn't be right if we told Anne the words on the test.
No, it wouldn't, and I'd better get a move on.
It would be wrong if we told her the first word was knife.
Don't!
Or the second word was black.
Please!
Foot, hair, bird.
You shouldn't have told me!
No, you certainly shouldn't have told her that the 5 words are knife, black, foot, hair, bird. Oh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Stop! Gee, I'm real sorry, and try to forget, try to put out of your mind that the 5 words are knife, black, foot, hair, bird.
Forget them after the way you guys have been drumming them in. Good night, I'm already thinking of the answers. Why would you do a thing like that?
Sorry.
Someone finds out.
Aren't you ever gonna get down to business?
Right now.
I thought your mother told you to see to the babies.
Oh, well, we were seeing to them.
Yes.
Till a motorcycle passes the house.
I think motorcycles are wonderful. You can make a lot of noise with a motorcycle.
Oh, Anne's absolutely breezing through the test.
It's about time she did some breezing.
Well, I think she has a crush on one of those boys at school.
Boss, here are the charts I've worked out for rotations of duties and assignments. Things like that. I want to get all of this functioning before I leave.
Oh, I wish she wouldn't go. Dr. Burton says
Dr. Burton. We need to focus on a way to knock a little bit of sense into our eldest daughters.
Well, they're perfectly normal. At least they want to be.
No, they want to be wasting a lot of time. And time's too precious.
Remember when we first talked about the family we'd have? Our wedding day? You said we've had a wonderful life and a wonderful family. A great big family.
I warned you. Children from the basement to the attic. From the floorboards to the chandeliers.
And when we went for our Sunday walks, we looked like Mr. and Mrs. Pied Piper.
That day we got on the train, you tried to appear so blasé. As if we'd been married for years.
You remember that moment when I took off my hat and you gave that loud whisper? Good Lord, woman, why didn't you tell me your hair was that color? And everyone turned to look.
I shouldn't have done that. It's just, I was so proud of you. I wanted everyone to look. And to know that you were my wife. I think these charts and committees are working out just fine. The family's getting so it runs itself.
You've thought of most everything, Mr. Piper.
Thank you, Mrs. Piper. I told you she'd be back in time.
I don't think she's taking the test seriously. She's just marking down answers on the page as fast as she can go.
Well, she said something about being in a hurry.
Perhaps she's something more important.
Well, what is it?
I'm finished.
You were instructed not to leave the table until you were actually finished.
It's finished.
That's impossible.
It's finished.
You answered all the questions. The best you could?
Honestly, Dad, it was a snap.
A snap? Oh, we'll see how much of a snap it is.
You bet we'll see.
We'll see how much of, Dear me.
What's the matter?
There doesn't seem to be anything the matter.
You haven't found a single wrong answer?
Not yet.
Well, you better keep marking.
I will. My goodness.
Yet?
No, not yet.
Just keep on marking.
Well, I can't properly mark a paper under conditions like these.
Yet.
No, not yet.
Good girl, Anne. By jingo, we'll tell the whole family about this. She's a chip off the old block.
One more time. Oh, Anne, how was the test? I finished.
Anne, you finished?
You finished. The entire thing.
What are you talking about?
I have an announcement to make about your oldest sister.
Dad, she hasn't finished marking my paper yet.
So far as we know, your older sister has just completed a perfect examination.
But Mr. Gilbreth.
So far as we know. Yet.
Oh, yay, Anne.
And there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to graduate at the end of this semester.
Wait, what's this about
Oh,
graduating?
Mr. Gilbreth, you were instructed not to mention that.
Well, you've already got her paper.
Well, what is
She
this?
hasn't had the word association test.
Then give it to her.
Here? Now?
Yes, here and now.
All right, but this is very irregular.
Well, are you ready?
Oh, yes, she's ready.
I guess so.
You know how it goes. Answer with the word you associate. The first word. Knife.
Stab, wound, bleed, slit, throat, murder, disembowel, scream, and shriek.
Good heavens! You must have an IQ higher than Nicholas Murray Butler.
Well, I read a lot.
Next, black.
Velvet, night, pitch, tar, ebony.
Good heavens! Next, foot.
Kick, shoe, walk, run, stocking, dance.
Next, hair.
Pigtail, shampoo, louse.
Next.
Egg song, nest, fly, worm, perch.
But I didn't say the word. I just said next.
That's true.
Let's see, the next word was bird. And you said egg, song, nest. So that's it. You knew the next word was bird.
Oh, no, how could she know?
But you did know, didn't you? And you knew the IQ exam, didn't you?
No, I just knew the words. It was just a joke.
Anne.
How could she?
I can see through the whole thing. You're all nasty little cheats.
Oh, now, Miss Britt.
I told her the words.
And me.
Yes, you all cheated.
No, I'm the only one.
No, you're the only one who got caught. I can see now how you all get ahead so fast in school. This will most definitely be reported to the superintendent.
Well, I didn't know the test meant anything.
Oh, and this ends the graduation talk. And I'll suggest that some of this grade skipping be thoroughly reviewed.
Okay, just mine, no one else's.
The lot of you.
Gosh, Dad, I couldn't help it.
What do you mean you couldn't help it?
I mean, I had such a wonderful afternoon with Larry. Golly, he even asked me to a dance. And then this had to happen.
No, this sort of thing didn't happen until you got boys on your mind.
She's growing up. Other things are important, too.
Dad, you just don't understand. When you're the youngest in your class, you feel like you have to stay right up at the top of the bracket. I mean, sometimes you lose out on things like leadership or sociability. Going to the dance with the boy you like.
Excuse me, Mr. Gilbert.
Oh, Larry, this really isn't the best
Is Anne
time.
ready to go?
I don't.
Hi, Larry. I guess I can't make it.
Oh. The other date came through?
Oh, no. It's not like that at all.
It's perfectly okay. After all, it's up to you. Well.
I just don't understand why there's only time for systems and organizing things and getting more efficient.
And I don't understand why you... Never mind.
Well, I guess we just don't understand each other. I'm gonna go give a hand in the kitchen.
It was the only thing to do. Really.
Sure. I guess you're right, Dad. You better go help in the kitchen.
We'll go see to the babies.
Dad?
She'll be all right.
I was painting the fence, but it's still not too dark. Come on, Jackie.
I can't just let her run off to some dance. It's a question of the whole program, and that's much more important. The time is so precious.
Of course it is, Dad. I better locate that dumb dog.
But that's just the thing. The time is so precious.
Well, they're all gone. You know, with them out of the living room, everything is so quiet and peaceful.
I know. I hate it.